Alright, we are live and it looks like the camera's still running, so did I set my scene up wrong? Or did I forget to change it from earlier today? Gonna go with I probably forgot to set it earlier, change it from earlier today. I do have Zim. I do have Zoom up and running. I'm gonna leave the camera as is for right now. A little earlier tonight than normal, a little later than I had planned. I was really looking an hour and a half ago, but that didn't go well because dinner preparation took way longer than it should have in my estimation. So I do want to check audio. Okay, audio's good. It's a real quick move the slider, hear the voice, we're good to go. I don't want to do this live, but the camera should not be on. I'm pretty sure. Well, I might have done that. That's fine. I will adjust that later when Zoom gets going. I'll move the camera over to Zoom itself and go from there. However, looks like Zoom is a little slow to get fired up tonight, which makes perfectly good sense to me. Yesterday was good. Today will be slow. Today is T-1. Let's see if anyone can figure that out, which I'm sure everyone already knows what it stands for. I said my ID itch at the most inappropriate time. I have to turn the fan on. It's getting kind of warm in here. I have a bunch of comrades. I did find my toolkits. Actually, Lorna found them. I think she knew all along where they were at. I think she was just wanting to see how mad I would get before she said, oh, wait, here they are. And I threatened to throw things, and she said, oh, I think I know where they're at, and she went right to them. They're one behind the other. Looks like both are having, no, Gary's connected to audio, and Blackwatch is connected to audio. Evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. She has a television test pattern.
Yep, that is what it is. I couldn't get it adjusted properly to fit, so I just kind of gave up right there.
12:15 at night.
Yeah, something I downloaded, and I was just trying to make it fit under Zoom's idiotic requirements that sometimes are crazy and sometimes make sense, but that was one that I thought would make sense, and it did not. So it ended up like that. I just need to center it a little bit better if I can, which I believe to do that I need to lower it and go to the left a little bit.
I think that's a 13-inch RCA TV.
I don't know. There's actually more to the logo than that. I just did a Google search for test patterns, and that's the one I liked the best. So right now the camera's running over on OBS because I did some things earlier today, and I was using the camera for that. I just forgot to switch it back. I will switch that back here in a minute. That way I can put the camera back on Zoom. So far nobody said anything in chat, which is interesting. Figured Alex would be here by now.
Be nice.
No, I don't mean that in a mean way. I think church was over about 7:30. I was really trying to go live about an hour ago, but I helped Lorna with dinner and took a little longer than the prep I would have liked and the cooking. But what takes me 10 minutes to cook takes her an hour and a half to cook. So I did all the chopping and preparing, and she did all the cooking.
Who did all the eating?
Yeah, we both did.
Yeah. What'd you have?
Fried chicken and pancit. Filipino dish.
I was going to say, okay, fried chicken, I know. I was not sure.
Yeah, it's just rice noodles, carrots, cabbage, beans, and obviously we had a little chicken, so we cut up the chicken in there and put it in there. You can use whatever you want. Pork's usually pretty good. But tonight was chicken. It was good.
So you got one less layer, or what's?
No, well, the layer will never be eaten. They're just, I've heard the meat's not any good. So we actually had that conversation earlier today. We did lose a layer due to the weather. I guess the heating lamp only produces so much heat.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it happens. So, and if it gets down to it, then they stop laying eggs, and I'll find me a farm somewhere and take them out there and say, "Here, have some chickens. Let them roam free until they keel over." Or, with a little bit of luck, I won't have to worry about it because we won't be living here any longer. So,
Feed them to your dogs.
uh,
I said feed them to your dogs. I know you had dogs with the farm.
yeah, no, they can do with what they want. All right, let me put the globe up. Oh, I can't do that though. Shoot, I actually have to do that.
I was going to say bang bang. Get it, shoot, bang bang.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Doggone it.
Yeah, I think I saw one of your things today.
I did 5, so I mean the chances you saw 1.
Well, the one I saw was Lauren and you were waving at somebody or something.
No, we were never waving at anybody. We were just messing around.
No, she was doing thank you, I think it was.
Yeah, that was the thank you dance.
Yeah, she was doing weird things with her hands.
Yeah, she was doing the YMCA, only it was TY for thank you. Yeah, that was kind of, I can see where that might look like it was waving, but it clearly wasn't waving. Oh, what the hell? Why do I got OBS way over there for? All right, let's figure this out. All right, let me do this now that I got this all. I got my OBS so screwed up right now. I look almost as bad as Doug right now. If I were to show this, it's just amazing. So let me go kill the camera. Camera's gone.
Hey, ladies and gents, and welcome back. We hope.
Crowder properties. Deactivate the camera. Camera's deactivated. Now, should just be the zoom. I should be able to reenact. Yep, there we go. Camera comes back, so we are good. Close this. Okay, good. Yeah, she was doing the T and then the Y. And then Filipinos dance to everything, so there had to be a dance in there somewhere. Just her way of being her.
So when's the Super Bowl? This weekend coming up?
Week from today.
Stafford's in it. I don't know who you. I mean, I know who Stafford is. I don't know the teams.
The Rams and the Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals and the Los Angeles Rams. Which, if you follow football history, Cincinnati's been a franchise for many years, but Los Angeles actually came out of St. Louis and became the Los Angeles Rams. They were the St. Louis Rams at one point in time, but money lured them away, and then they went back, and then money lured them away again. Big controversy about that. So this is streaming, correct? Yeah, it is. 12 minutes now. I wanted to see something. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't like where that's at. Let me do this. Yeah, I'm not surprised no notifications went out. I mean, I uploaded 5 videos, so that doesn't shock me. And I didn't do any research on it today whatsoever. I'm going to see if I can make an adjustment on the fly here.
I've started something at work that I would have never done for me, but I could have, not against, but signing off. I have somebody that I have signing off on stuff. We're selling a machine to buy a different machine at one plant. Some idiot's trying to buy the machine refurbished for another plant at 2 times what we're selling it for. other words, they don't know the other one's doing what, the right hand and left hand.
Right. So did I? Man, this is going to bother me. I somehow. Okay, that'll work right there. Let's try that. And let's try that. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make an adjustment in OBS blindly. Let's go with that. That'll work for now. I added a clock to OBS just to see if I could do it or not, which I like it, but I don't like the style that it is, so now I've got to research, can I change the style? If I can, then cool. If not, the clock will go away. Yeah, that could be why no one's showing up, because if there's no notification, then no one's going to know.
Oh, we were doing that Gmail thing yesterday that I had problems with.
Yes.
The mess or notifications or whatever.
Yes, I remember.
No, I had at one time turned them all on because if a program's sending a message, I want to see it. Silly me, right? And for Microsoft Edge, which I use all the time, I originally set it up because I thought it would give me error messages, and I didn't really, I didn't see any blue screens. That's why I said I don't want the messages. Well, when I was in there, I turned it back on, just seeing what I would get. Your stuff started coming. Everybody else's I was getting started coming. You'd show up at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, and
Right, yeah. That's the thing that nobody really likes.
But I wonder how many people have that, set up because they don't want error messages or don't want messages to upgrade Microsoft Edge or Google or whatever.
Right.
Because the message that was blocking it is like the message that you're going live or somebody else that I'm watching is going live. I started getting that because I got like 70 subscriptions. Now some of them go every month for 10 minutes. But a lot of them are on Sunday today, and I got like 12 messages in an hour.
Yeah, I would gladly like to have all the messages from what few people I follow, but I don't get those notifications. I get all the other idiotic notifications that I don't really want. I don't understand it, and I'm about to give up on that.
Well, like I said, now you might want to try it because when I turned it on, I started getting them. And to see if I was right, I went and turned it off about noontime today from last night. And until 2 o'clock, I didn't get any. And I said, wait a minute. Turn it back on, and I got yours. That's when I got yours. I think it was the fourth, whatever the thank you was. I got that one.
Well, that's been a while back.
Yeah, I think it was around 2 o'clock or 1:30 or something.
Okay.
My time.
Gotta let Greg know. Greg is not on Facebook. Or is Greg on Facebook? Can't remember.
Does he monitor Facebook?
Yeah, that's the bigger question. Could be on Facebook, but it doesn't appear that he is. Got another junk mail in my primary from the Home Depot now. Lucky chance to receive something. So there's another rant coming up.
Hey, at least you're not getting stuff you don't do. Your wife said, what are you doing?
Yeah, really.
Hey.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, Chris. Hey. Hi, Mr. B. Space Watch.
Do what now?
It was me. I said,
Okay.
hi, Chris, and I said, hi.
I think I let everybody know that either through an email or on Facebook, so that should be covering that. Now I'm going to have to bear in mind that I can't do a massive amount of uploads and then expect the live notification to go out. So lesson learned there. I'll just limit it to maybe one upload a day and at least one live stream. That's kind of weird. You'd think a live stream would override the uploads and you still get those notifications. Oh well. Hey Alex.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Alex.
Hello, Gary.
Awkward
Hey, Tim,
silence.
is there any football today?
No. It was NASCAR today out of Los Angeles, of all places, in the Rose Bowl. Well, the Coliseum.
So when's the 500?
2 weeks from today.
Because I was going to say, it's not the same day as the Super Bowl.
No, 2 weeks from today. It's a business.
I
Everything's planned out.
I didn't
I
think
thought
Los
the Super Bowl
Angeles had a racetrack.
was a week from today.
It was the Coliseum, Chris.
Today was the Coliseum. Next week is the Super Bowl. A week from that is the Daytona 500.
Did you see the one today?
I watched the whole thing from the beginning to the end.
How'd it go?
I was impressed. I didn't like the winner, but I was impressed.
Who was the winner?
Joey Logano.
I didn't like the winner, but I was impressed.
And Greg's here.
Greg.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
We all do it.
So was there any
Where
extra?
I don't even get on YouTube. I don't even bother getting on YouTube since I know you're always gonna be on the win. I just
No, I'm always going to be on YouTube at least once a day. Today was just rather an interesting anomaly that I did 5 uploads and now this. Always going to be Zooming every day too. Even if I physically don't think I can do it, I'll start it and hand it off to somebody. I mean, I think I've proven that last week. Hopefully I don't have to.
Ken,
Chris!
was that NASCAR race inside a Coliseum?
Yes, it was inside the Coliseum. They put a 1/4 mile asphalt track in a little over 2.5 months, just specifically for this event. They're going to tear it down in the next 2 weeks.
That makes no sense.
Nope. Well, it's
Hold on
money.
now. Hold on. They built a Coliseum.
No. The Coliseum in Los Angeles, they built the racetrack inside the Coliseum.
Still don't make sense, but whatever. I like you. It don't make sense, but
Well, the Coliseum's been around since 1936, I believe. It's held Olympics, World Series, Super Bowls, and now a NASCAR race.
hey, that reminds me when you mentioned racing in California. You know, I was a Dukes of Hazzard fan, and there was a racetrack when they moved Dukes of Hazzard out of California. There was a racetrack they used to show, but now that racetrack is a mall, I believe it is.
Well, they used to years ago have one in, depending on who you talk to, Fontana or not Fontana. I always pronounced it Fontana. And then I think they had one temporarily in Riverside, and then I think it moved back to Fontana. Then they've always had one up in the Northern California area where they grow grapes, which is a road course. And then they've got one in Vegas, one in Phoenix, one in Fort Worth, Dallas, one in Kansas City, one in St. Louis, one in Kentucky, one in Indianapolis, one in Chicago, one in Michigan.
Where's the one in Kentucky?
Northern.
Yeah, it's up in the northern. It's new. It hadn't been around too awfully long.
When I was staying, it used to be a fairgrounds.
So the Coliseum, also known as the LA Coliseum, was renovated in 1930, 64, 77, 78, 83. They originally built it in 1921. And today they held a NASCAR race there.
Did they sell it out? the stadium?
Oh gosh, no. As a matter of fact, when we were doing our Zoom earlier, I will almost guarantee you that half of the people that were in those stands were not race car fans. They were just people that took advantage of the free tickets that were handed out to make the stands look full.
Probably bums sleeping in the stand.
No, I didn't see any people like that, but you could clearly tell that. I mean, I don't want to stereotype, but NASCAR is NASCAR, and these kids did not look like NASCAR. In fact, when Ice Cube showed up to do his halftime show, the crowd went berserk, So,
Who?
Ice Cube. You don't know who Ice Cube is? Come on,
Somebody
Gary.
put an iced tea?
No, Ice Cube.
You put an iced tea.
No, well, yeah. There is a definition of an ice cube that you put in iced tea, but there is a rap dude named Ice Cube.
Now, don't you always put your iced tea, crush it up and stick it in your iced tea? You take your ice cubes and then you stick them in your iced tea real tight. And then you put sugar in it. And you let it sit.
That is one practical application of an ice cube. In this case, that probably wouldn't work.
He's
I
also
put the ice. I put the ice in, and then the sugar, and then brew the tea on top of the ice and the sugar because since I use
So
the
you're saying you put the tea in a pan and heat it up real hot, and you put it on the ice cube. Okay. Is it good that way?
You can't make tea in aluminum. You'll get sick.
I did not know that.
So you don't put iced tea in aluminum, you put ice cube in aluminum.
You put iced tea in glass.
So I'm sharing my screen momentarily to show you guys this ice cube
Oh!
and not the ice cube.
No. You could knock me over with a feather. I didn't know.
He also starred on NBC's Law and Order.
Ice cube or ice? No, Ice T is started on NBC Law and Order. Now we're really going to confuse Gary.
Right, you're right.
So the iced tea likes to get ice. The ice cube likes to get iced tea and suck it and get it in there and drink it.
Give it up, Kenny. Give it up. These people are about as cool as a serving of the sun.
It would have been perfect though if Ice T and Ice Cube would have performed together at the Coliseum.
I know how to confuse it even more. There's a version of Java or Linux called IST.
Hey Jim, good to see you. Thank you for being here. I haven't seen you in a while.
I'm trying to research what racetrack that was.
Here, let me post you a link, Chris. It's not an existing track. It will never be used again, probably for 10 or 15 years. I'm going to post a link in the chat for Zoom, and then you want to scroll down to just underneath top stories, and it's got a short little video that shows the track and a little bit of the race.
I was talking about the track that was in Dukes of Hazzard, but it don't matter.
A track where?
That was featured in Dukes of Hazzard. It was torn down.
Oh. Refresh my memory. What city was Dukes of Hazzard based out of? Or state? Georgia?
Well, at first it was in Georgia, but then it was moved to California.
I didn't know that.
I don't think it was ever filmed totally in any state. I think they just did exterior shots.
It wound up in California.
So racetrack and Dukes of Hazzard. That one's a new one on me.
It was in Georgia for a while, the same town that In the Heat of the Night filmed in.
And kind of a time slot for the fourth vaccine.
You can also make iced tea in the sun. take a big glass jar,
Yeah, you can. Sun tea.
put your water in there, put your your tea bags in there, put the lid on, and leave it out in the sun for 8 hours.
So after letting your iced tea sit out there for 8 hours, you put ice cubes in it,
After it's brewed,
and then you get somebody to drink it.
yeah,
When you have your iced tea and your ice cubes together.
yes,
Okay. Is it good to drink that way?
yes.
If you like iced tea, it is.
So anyway, the more you put it together, the better it is.
Yeah.
Everybody should drink it. I prefer Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid's got too much sugar in it.
Grape Kool-Aid is best for the masses.
There's only one kind of sweet tea I don't like. You guess what that is?
From Burger King.
No, almost. You're really close.
Put lemon in it.
No.
You don't put lemon in the sweet tea.
I know, that's what I was saying.
No, you're really close though with Burger King. You're really close, but it's not Burger King.
Mickey D's.
Yes. Their sweet tea is nothing but it's like you're drinking sugar water. It's nothing but sugar. It's way too sweet. They must put like 10 cups of sugar per the gallon or something like that.
You wouldn't like my tea then.
Like it a little sweet, but
Ken, it's called Riverside International Speed Motor Raceway. It was torn down and my mall was built.
Well, apparently there was a Shady Hill Speedway in Madeiraville, and I don't know if that's in Georgia or where, because it doesn't really say. And I know the premise behind Dukes of Hazzard, one of the two guys was a former race car driver, or previous race car drivers. So, I mean, I watched it 1 or 2 times, but that was because of Daisy Duke. I mean, you know, to be honest, we weren't watching it for the boys. No, nowadays they probably watch it for the boys, but anyway.
Ron Snyder lied about his age. He lied about where he was from, and that's how he got the part playing Bo Duke.
Oh, let's don't get political.
Well, I can't imagine a movie star lying about his or her age to get a part in a movie. That's just,
Never.
man.
Or their height, Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
I will say one thing. I watched the second Reacher. After watching that, I just can't imagine Tom Cruise. I'm going to break 3 of your hands, and what about the 4th one? Well, he's got to drive you to the hospital. If you were
Yeah,
that
I'm fixing to send something. This is actually it. It's in the back. The part I remember in the movie is in the background, but I'm fixing to send it.
Was it a dirt track?
I don't know. No, it wasn't. I don't think so.
Well, me and research today haven't gone so well, so.
This one's paved.
That looks like in Riverside, California.
It is. It is.
The first
It was
5
also
episodes.
featured in Chips.
Okay, the first 5 episodes of Dukes of Hazzard were filmed in Covington and Conyers, Georgia.
And then the final one was filmed.
No, only 5 were filmed in Georgia. The rest of them were filmed in California.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Riverside got moved over to Fontana, or however the hell you say it.
the F word.
Yeah, really. Fontana, Fontana, California. It's out there. Who cares? Yeah, that's what that looks like.
I guess I need to start watching these shows or these movies to be able to understand the conversation better.
Yeah, we're a little older. You could probably quote some of the things from a series we have no knowledge of, and people would know what you're talking about. It's a generational thing.
I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
That was my well, it still is kind of my favorite show, is Dukes of Hazzard. I mean, of all time show, that's my. I don't watch it all the time like I used to, but right before Christmas, I went through all the episodes, so I'll probably get in the mood to watch it again before the end of the year. I got it on DVD.
You know, one of my favorite movies is Hellfighters with John Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim, lie about your age in Hollywood. Inconceivable. I cannot believe that happens.
I'm not
Man.
gonna argue whether it's racist or not, but they can take it off Netflix, but they can't take my DVDs away.
Pry your dead cold fingers off that DVD. Oh wait, that's your gun.
I don't watch much TV, but there was one TV series that I watched recently that I watched all 61 episodes of in like
Paul Dean.
3 or 4 days. No, not Paula Dean.
No,
Leave it to be.
Series on Hulu Plus called Speechless about a guy that couldn't talk. That used a laser and a letterboard to communicate.
sounds interesting.
Sounds new age.
But he actually has the disability of the kid that he was portraying in real life. The only difference is in real life he can talk, and he wasn't able to talk in the show.
That had to be difficult. To have the ability to speak and be portraying someone that couldn't, I bet that was at times really hard to do, because when your natural inclination would be to speak, and then you have to go, oh, wait a minute, I'm playing this kid that can't speak. So,
But you know what made it easier? Weekly paycheck. You know what made it easier to not speak? A weekly paycheck.
Yeah,
I'm gonna talk to. Oh shit, money.
yeah, that's true.
Or how
What's it
about-
called?
How about that?
Speechless. It was an ABC series that lasted for like 3 years. It's on Hulu Plus. I signed up for Hulu Plus just to watch that, and then canceled.
And now, speechless.
Yes.
Hey, I got another older computer I ordered. It's an older HP business model that I ordered. I got it coming later on.
From Amazon.
Actually, it's from eBay. I was able to find a good price on it on eBay. I don't do a lot on eBay, but
Well, you guys are walking into some. I don't drink often, my friends, but when I do, I don't watch a lot of TV.
The only thing I tried to buy on eBay, I got burned on. I tried to buy a supposedly brand new or barely used laptop on eBay, and I got burned on it, but I got my money back. The eBay was on my side.
that's the thing about eBay. They will they do have buyer protection, and also PayPal. I use PayPal card, and it will help you out too. So
Well, I didn't use PayPal. I just used my mom's card directly, but they still, after me putting in complaints of, the guy sent me like one message saying he would send me the package or send me the computer, and he never did. And so I kept asking him, and never got a response. And then I finally got eBay involved.
well, I'll report it if it don't.
I've never had a problem with eBay. I don't buy a lot of big things on eBay, but all the little stuff is cheaper than Amazon.
Well, Plant Watch knows what it is I got. I think I'm gonna let it be a surprise for everybody else.
Jim's a little in the dark on the situation. Maybe we should shed some light on it.
No, just give me a second. This thing like has a mind of its own as to which exposure it wants to use when it first comes online.
That sounds like Jim. He missed Ice-T and Ice Cube together.
No, he was watching. He was catching up.
I was in DVR mode like 2x, so I mercifully got past that rather quickly.
Hey, Matthew, good to see you. Thank
When
you
you
for
jam
being-
iced tea in the ice cube, it's good, but I think it's better when you jam ice cube in iced tea. It melts quicker.
So, how's your eyesight, Jim?
Well, it's not getting any worse, thank God. It might be getting slightly better, but
It's good.
we'll see.
So, quick question, Tim, and this is not a joke. Was there any accidents on that race? I mean, other than the normal bumpers or something?
Yeah, there were a couple.
Because of the Coliseum, I mean, you know.
Well, yeah, there were. Yeah, it was due to the size of the track. It's only a quarter mile, 2 lanes wide, and they tried to make it 3 and 4 lanes at one time, and that didn't work well.
That sounds like a driveway.
The worst one was a guy did ruin the front end. There were 5 out. The other 4 probably could have done repairs on the car, but you know, a quarter mile goes by so quick that it would have been useless to do that. They wouldn't have gained anything. It's a non-points race. It's a show race. It's just to make money.
Everybody show up, all the big guys.
Oh gosh, yes. They had. I mean, it was in Los Angeles. So they brought every known star to mankind that ever played in the Coliseum or did anything in Los Angeles. Or Reggie Bush was there. Eric Dickerson was there. The manager of Davey Roberts was there. The manager of the Dodgers. Some 3-time Olympian that I have no clue who it was. I don't even remember what her sport was. She was there. Not that I understood why, but Jeff Gordon was there. He's not from L.A. There was a boatload of people there.
How many feet are in a quarter mile?
I don't know. I've never really did much thinking about that.
That's why they called it the 1320.
Yeah, it was kind of a drag race almost.
Yeah, it was a unique shaped track. It didn't have a true straightaway, and it didn't have. I mean, it had. They called 4 corners, but it was like, I don't know, like a D-shaped deal. It was fun to watch. I wanted to see how the racing would go. I was kind of looking forward to that, and it was good. Again, I don't necessarily dislike Joey Logano. I just don't really like Joey Logano. But he won.
Wasn't Kyle Busch in second place today?
Yeah, he had the race won, and then Joey went up and bumped him out of the way, which is fair and legal and everything else. Not a lot of people agree with that type of racing, but
It's racing.
It's racing. That's right. He didn't do it real obvious, but he didn't really try to hide it either. And he bumped him out of the way, took the lead, and won the race. And like Bush said, he caught him 2 or 3 times, but he wore the tires out on the car doing so, couldn't catch him. And Kyle's not a dirty racer in my estimation. I mean, I think given the opportunity, every one of them I think would do something to win the race. But over the year, I follow Kyle Busch, and over the years, I've not ever seen him do something really as blatant as what Logano did today. But again, you know, it's a race to make money and introduce their new cars and make Los Angeles some money. And the real race starts in 2 weeks. Daytona.
I have a question. Wasn't it polluting today with all that racing? No catalytic converters?
Yeah.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure
In
the
LA?
C-17 that flew over put out a lot of pollution too. I looked for Tim hanging out the window. I didn't see him. So, yep, next week will be the Super Bowl, and the week after that it'll be the Daytona 500.
That's why they did it indoors, so the pollution wouldn't get out as bad.
No, it was an outdoor stadium. It wasn't indoors. In fact,
Oh, that's what you said. I'm tired, Ken, so
I bet you are.
I'm not picking up on stuff, so.
I bet you're wore out.
I did get, I don't know if I told you now, I did get through to the nursing station for my mother, and they went in her room and said she's okay, and they're gonna see that her phone gets charged and all that, so.
That's good. Hey, there's Tony Wallow. Evening, Tony.
you have to go through so much red tape now to
Yeah, you do. It's ridiculous, and depending on the hospital and the staff, and it can be hold on a minute, and they put you on hold, and then they'll never pick the phone back up again, and just gets frustrating.
Well, one of the nurses told the main operator if I called back to put me through the
So that's good.
ICU.
She sounds like she's a nurse that actually cares about doing her job.
Yeah.
And that's good. I'm glad she's all right. I'm glad you finally got through to her.
I'm gonna say this. We on YouTube. I better not.
Are you afraid of a strike I might get?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. I haven't gotten one in a while. Of course,
It seems
now,
like a lot
starting
of
next week, it'll be Ken Stout Live 2.
I'll say it. You might be mad at me if you get a strike, but a lot of places seem like they use COVID as a excuse to be sorry. That's all I'm gonna say.
I heard on CNN earlier tonight, they need 280,000 nurses throughout the country.
That doesn't surprise me.
It seems high, but I don't doubt it.
Doesn't surprise me a bit.
They have 3 hospital administrators on 60 Minutes because I guess Dish Network finally settled their dispute with CBS. It came back today, and
Oh, it did?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it was Tegna.
yeah, and the reporter was asking the administrators, how many nurses are you short? She started with 50. They all 3 raised their hand. Then 100, then 150, then 200. They all raised their hands.
Especially they all in one hospital or some with
That's
multiple
what
hospitals.
I was going to ask. Are they single building hospitals or are they a conglomerate?
I don't know. They didn't get into that.
And there's a hospital up here called Henry Ford. Hardly. It has nothing to do with the car company except they donated money for it a long time ago. There's like 6 major hospitals within a 50-mile radius.
Like Sarah Bush Lincoln here in Illinois.
Abraham or George?
Sarah Bush Lincoln.
Actually, I wasn't totally joking. George Bush or Abraham Lincoln, relatives, or just different Lincoln.
I'll imagine Abraham because he's from Illinois.
Could be a grandkid, a great grandkid, or whatever. I wasn't joking actually.
I didn't know when I first moved here. It was Abraham Lincoln's mother. And I didn't know because I forget who I asked, and they looked at me like I was stupid. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to ask a question. Well, that's Abraham Lincoln's mother, boy. Like, okay, thanks.
When we went to Kentucky, we went to visit Abraham Lincoln's birthplace.
Daniel Moon, Gus Park.
Mm-hmm. Disney production.
Jim, you look perplexed.
No, just this power supply that I had in my NAS had a fan that was, the bearing was obviously going. And then while I was trying to figure out which fan it was, I managed to break the blade off the one that fortunately was the one that was vibrating anyway. But they have 2 different size fans in this power supply.
Engineering marvels.
And there's really no reason, if the engineer had just moved the circuit board half an inch, could use the same size fan.
Does it use a standard computer power supply?
Well, this is an older power supply. This has 80 millimeter fans in it. and they're not the same width for whatever reason. If the engineer had moved the circuit board half an inch, you could use the same size fan on each side.
So some of you may know this, some of you may not know this. For about the last 3 or 4 days, I've been looking for my little tool set. I tore this room apart looking for it today. And I went in to Lauren and I told her, I said, I'm about to start throwing things because I know I have these tool kits and I can't find them. And she goes, well, let me help you find them. I'll be damned if she don't stand up, walk over to a cabinet, opens the door, and here's tool set number 1. Here's tool set number 2. So I know she's setting me up. I know she's gaslighting me. She knew where those things were and let me go about this for this long, looking for them.
She hit them on you last month.
Probably.
Trying to stress you out to have a stroke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you take your
Darn, the poison didn't work. Let me try this.
By the way, Kim, while she was at, did she say, here's your sign?
No, she goes, are you looking for these?
How was the tiramisu you had for dinner tonight?
Haven't had any. I'm kind of holding off on that.
I know she said she was going to give it to you.
Well, I'm sure she'll offer me a little bit, but the Ponset's got a lot of carbs in it, so I got to wait about another. Oh, it's past 9. I can go take my meds. Yeah, I try to keep a really good grasp on what's going on as far as my carb and sugar intake goes. If we're still in this neck of the woods, I've got a blood draw on April 3rd or 4th, specifically for blood sugar.
Are they going to do that remotely? Or
Every 6 months. No, yeah, they do it remotely. It's kind of fun. Okay, Mr. Stout, we're going to show you how to stick this needle in your arm. No, you're not.
And if you move, if you move to Indiana, will you still be looking for a truck? Will you still be needing a truck?
We've had that conversation, and I don't know.
Oh, I forgot.
I honestly don't know, Alex. Depends on if I buy a farm or not. Kind of leaning toward buying a farm.
To be determined.
Yeah, true. Well, there's a house 9 miles away, and in the same general area, there's a farm 9 miles away. It's a little less. Got acreage, got a barn, got a house, got everything I want. And if I'm going to drive 9 miles, someone says, which house do you want? I'm taking the barn. I'm taking the house, the farm. Every
I guess
day.
you can put him on a bus and with a suitcase.
Yeah.
I don't know.
See Lorna walking down the lane to catch the bus to go to work every morning. How would that go? All right, I'll be right back. I got to go get my meds. So, talk amongst yourselves.
I'm really looking forward to getting this laptop to work on.
She told you when it would happen? Yeah, she
Do
told
what?
you the day.
Do what?
Yeah, she told you the day.
Not yet. She asked me when I'd be available, and I told her I said I'd be available anytime this week, this coming week. So.
Speechless.
His power supply has rust in it.
Is that because of the power supply or because of your basement there?
It might be partially due to the basement. During the springs and falls when it rains a lot, it feels a bit damp in here. But there was all kinds of dust and bugs and whatnot in this thing as well, so I'm not surprised. I mean, I can't tell you how long I've had this power supply.
Because the power supply dead or just, oh,
No, the power supply's not dead. It's fine. It's just that the problem is that the NAS box sits about 3 feet away from all my radio equipment is, and when I'm sitting there, I can hear it. Ring, 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 ring. It's just like, nah, I'm done with that. So I replaced it. But the power supply itself is fine. I mean, it's a 650 watt supply. It's got 2 PCI pigtails on it. It's got all kinds of stuff, ketchup and mustard stuff. I mean, it's a perfectly reasonable power supply. So I think I'm going to just, Amazon's got a pair of fans. I'm just going to put the same size fan front and back and be done with it. So like $10 and I'm done. So. And I'll use it as a bench supply. That's fine.
Meds are taken.
Hmm?
Said meds are taken.
Yeah. Oh, so we're not going to be hearing any big bones, landing on my face.
Hopefully not. No.
Mm.
What'd you say, Darren?
Hopefully not.
Bloody hell.
I imagine he's pretty much sound asleep. He's got to work on Monday morning, so 6-hour time difference puts it what?
4 o'clock in the morning.
3, isn't it? 9
Yeah.
now, so 3 would be midnight. 3 after that would be 3.
Let's call him it is tomorrow. Time to get up.
Well, 4 o'clock my time.
Yeah, true.
See, I was right.
Have you heard anything from Rick today?
I have not, and I actually sent him a message to let him know that we were streaming because I used my allotment of notifications on YouTube, obviously. Won't upload 5 videos ever again Tuesday morning. Oh, you guys are tough.
I didn't get a notification either.
No, I don't think you would because I uploaded 5 videos, and I'm guessing 3 is the limit. That's the magic number I've heard, anyway. I have not researched it. I'm just going on what I've been being told. And supposedly Doug researched it, and 3 is the magic number. So I actually thought I did more than 5, but when it was all said and done, I had only done 5.
I got 2 or 3 earlier today.
If the 3 is the lucky number, then you would have gotten 3 of the 5, and that would be right. Although, which 3 did you get? I don't know. You could have got 1, 3, 5. You could have got 2, 3, 4. Who knows?
Yeah, I didn't get them in order, but I think I got 3. So I think that thank you one was 4 out of 5 or something.
Yeah, I did them backwards, actually, and then it actually looks like they were put in there correctly. But I started with 5 and worked backwards.
I don't get any notifications because of it. I don't even pay attention to it because I've got all my notifications for everything like that turned off.
I don't have them turned off, but I don't get them anyway, so I just check. I go to, like, if Darren doesn't send me a message and tell me Carrie's going to be live or Doug's going to be live, I'll check their individual pages and see.
That's the one thing I don't like about Android. That's the one thing that I don't like about Android versus iPhone or iPad. Is that when you install a new app on an iPad or an iPhone, it will ask you if you want to allow notifications. And you have the choice of whether to allow or don't allow. On Android, notifications are enabled by default, so you have to manually go into the settings, go into your notifications, and manually turn off all the notifications.
Okay. Got that set up. Ready to go. Yeah, I've given up on notifications. I get the ones I don't want, I get, and the ones I need and would like to get, I don't get. So I'm pretty close just to turning them all completely off and then just looking for the stuff. Just ridiculous. It's just like they got another email tonight that is from the Home Depot. It's I don't know what it is actually. No, I can't.
Ian, mark those as spam.
Yeah. I usually just delete them. Be done with them that way.
You said Home Depot, that reminds me of, I don't think I told everybody about my Home Depot delivery guys. Remember that story I told you?
Yeah, I do. Share the laughter, Chris. Share the laughter.
Hey, a few weeks ago, we ordered a stove, and they were gonna they took the old stove, to
What do you mean?
a barn, to a barn up the road to my cousin's. So, the man got out, one man stayed in the truck. We don't know why he stayed in the truck, but they let the thing down. The black man, it was a black man, a white guy. I'll say that. And black man let down the stove on the what you call it, the ramp. And then the man's gonna go down it's on a road, it's a private road, a dirt private road, with a little bit of bump. And the man that's in the truck, he takes off with the ramp down. And me and him both trying to the black man trying to stop him. He almost tore that ramp up on that truck though. And he just made the comment that he makes me do all the work. I had to help the man lift the stove in the barn because the other man stayed in the truck.
Was he was he old or just lazy old?
He was probably late 50s.
That's not old.
Well, he helped the guy bring it in the house, the new one in the house, and helped him get the old one out. But then when we got down the road to the barn, it was a whole different story.
Huh.
My mother gave the man, the driver, the one that didn't get out, she gave him a tip, $25. She said she wished she would have gave it to the black guy because he might not have gave him his share of it. She told him to share it with the other guy. That's just crazy. I mean, it's.
Yeah, that's what is going on with my email?
I don't know what's going on.
Ken,
Yeah, Chris.
I'm gonna tell you how to check something.
Okay.
Type in Google, have I been PWNED?
Oh, pond, I know. Yeah.
I think you can put your email in and see if you have been pawned.
That's what it calls for.
Yeah, you can check your email address and see if it's been.
Uh-oh. Oh, no, it says I've been pawned. There's been one data breach. And let's see what the pawn has been. Doesn't it I thought it used to tell you. Oh, MyFitnessPal. Yeah, I've known about that one for years. The highly recommended. Get MyFitnessPal. It's safe. It's sound. It's secure. We could never been hacked.
You know, that's what happened to my email address, ctg8273@gmail. It's got like, I don't know, let's see here. Since 2013. Something about Adobe in 2013, which don't surprise me. Probably Adobe Flash or whatever.
Yeah, I knew about that one. That one's been around for a while. I found that to be kind of interesting that was the recommended tracker for fitness at the time, and ends up that's where all the problems were. So I no longer use it.
It don't matter how many messages I unsubscribe to on that email address, so I keep getting them. It makes it worse, looks like. So that's why I changed to this 1152, which I probably shouldn't be broadcasting it on YouTube, but
No, there's probably people in the world that will rewind it 100 times just to make sure they get the address.
well, then that's why you start to get the spam message. You might start getting more.
I got 2 today, which is out of the ordinary for me.
That's not dirt, by the way, that you see. That's rust.
Wow.
That's on the inside of the power supply. It's rust.
Wow.
Yeah, I tried to clean it off, and I'm like, "Ooh, that's not coming off. What is that?" And then I kind of like ran my finger over it. And was like, okay, yeah, that's rust.
I would think that power supply is aluminum.
I'm sorry?
Is the power supply aluminum?
No, it's not aluminum. It's it looks like it's stainless, but
Probably some flat metal.
yeah, really weird. Just like I said, I've had it for a very long time. In fact, I don't know if any of you guys who deal with computer parts, is that BFG Tech?
Never heard of them.
Yeah, they were around for a while.
Seems like I've heard of that.
I don't think they've been around for a number of years, but yeah, I've had all kinds of.
So he just throws it in the scrap pile. Don't need it.
Well, no, like I said, I'll order some fans off of Amazon. I'll replace the fans, and then I'll just use it as the bench power supply for when I check out the motherboard and whatever.
Put it to good use, yeah.
It went out of business in 2010.
Okay.
That's a while.
Yeah, and I know that I've had the power supply probably a few years before that. So let's see, that's
Wow.
12 some odd years, 12
Yeah.
plus years.
And it still works.
Yeah, it still works. It's fine. Like I said, the only problem with it is it's got sleeve bearing fans in them, and after 12 years, it started making noise. At first it was intermittent, and then it got worse, and then finally, the NAS, like I said, sits like maybe 3 feet away from my left ear, and it started to get really annoying. Now it's just like I've got an EVGA power supply in it now, and you can hear a pin drop in this room.
They have lifetime warranty.
What's that? The EVJs?
Yeah.
No, I think they're only 5. No, they're either 5. I think most of them are 5 year. I don't think they're lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, 5 and 10 years.
Yeah, that's as far as I know too.
I'm looking at Wikipedia, and that's accurate. But since they've been out of business for 12 years, I don't know, 11 years,
Right.
where you would send them.
Well, fortunately, I don't have to. It's just fan replacement.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Best Data? Best Data?
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
That's who they were sold to.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like something Best Buy would come up with.
Remember when Best Buy custom built computers?
They did?
Yeah, I was getting ready to say,
Not.
VPR Matrix way back in the day.
Okay. That's news to me.
I don't remember that, but I wouldn't be surprised. Micro Center's doing that now. You pick up the parts, take it, and they build it together for you.
Let me make sure that I'm right, if that's the name.
I stumbled across a YouTube video today where Kerry and his dad built a computer 4 years ago.
Yeah, I saw that one.
I
I
watched
saw
most.
that one 4 years ago when it was around the time he first posted it.
I didn't realize it's been 4 years. since him and his dad built that, but it has.
I remember watching when he was working on when he had that series that he was about that train PC.
Yeah,
I remember when he first built that, and I kept waiting for the next part and waiting for the next part and waiting for the next part, and it never came. Because he never finished it.
I get the impression there's a couple of projects he never really finishes.
But who gets the beast?
Yeah,
That's a good question. Sure, that wasn't going to be me. I can tell you that.
tune in on Friday and you might find out.
or go
But
to.
Doug sure had me fooled with his stream Saturday. I sure thought it was gonna be. I think he did that intentionally.
What do you mean?
I thought it was gonna be he was gonna be he said live from Studio B, so I didn't know.
I think a couple of us thought that he might be getting the big beast build, and I think a couple of us thought when he went to show us in the closet what the computer was, we were all going, well, here it comes, and then he's got that one little computer there. So I believe, let me look at make sure I get my dates correctly here.
Maybe he was hiding it.
Maybe he's got a different one from Kerry, and
He doesn't. The only thing I said this before about Doug, I just don't think from what we have seen, I don't think he doesn't put me as somebody that spent 10 grand for a computer.
No.
I mean, there are people there. No, yeah, he bought that right off the bat. I would see him buying 5 or 6 computers for 10 grand before buying one.
Really?
Well, Darren did some research, and he showed on Zoom last night after everyone departed. He narrowed it down to the exact notification of Doug Betts is getting the big beast build, and it was on December 3rd, I believe, or 1st. I know those two dates don't even come close to being correct because it was a Friday, I'm sure. Anyway, how he got notified, and this is what I say, this is his out. He got notified on his phone, and he showed Mitch. He goes, oh, look at that. So it was December 3rd. He goes, oh, look at that. Doug Betts is getting the big beast build. Now, that's his out. If Doug doesn't get it, he can say, oh, I got a fictitious notification on my phone. I think we'll find out within the next couple of weeks where it's going and who it's going to. Ain't going to me.
I would bet that it's going to some kid who mom and dad are buying it for his 18th birthday or 16th birthday.
So Kenny Witten just said exactly what I just said, that it was clickbait. So apparently I'm not the only one that has that thought process in mind. By the way, thank you for joining us, Kenny. Good to see you. We're keeping the information low tonight. Last night was the release of information. No pun intended. So
It's always good to have a release every night.
yeah.
I've been talking to Blackwatch too much.
Yes, you have.
Right, Sam? I think that's something about his new job.
It was clickbait. Yeah, I said last night when Darren showed that, I said that's going to be his way out, that he can say I was hoodwinked into this. So we'll see. We will see. But I agree. I don't think Doug's going to spend 10 grand on it unless it's you come into an absorbent amount of money. He's like, oh, gee, what am I going to spend the first 10 grand on? Oh, I know.
I don't see him. Plus, who knows, correct? But I don't see him somebody that's going through YouTube all night or playing games to the wee hours. And that's a lot of machine for once a week doing YouTube.
unless he's going to get into some more video editing, and Tim has alluded to that a couple times, that he knows Doug wants to do some more editing. I would imagine that machine would handle video editing quite well.
That'd be an understatement.
But part two is, I'm being serious. Doug wants to, like, he could get a smaller case, same processor, and build it himself. It's not like he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, I've just been wondering the same thing. Why wouldn't he just build it himself or go to? Or I get the impression that it's already built. So I would think that he would either get the parts himself and build it in California, or go and hang out with Kerry and build it there with Kerry on camera.
Yeah, but the only reason I don't agree with that is he can build it himself. It'd be different. He's been doing it as long as Kerry, if not longer.
And he did used to build computers, he said.
He's a good way from Cary too, though.
No, Fresno to Phoenix, what, 8-9 hours?
Yeah. I've estimated that it costs of deciding when to go see my niece.
Are you still going out there?
Do what now?
Are you still going out to Fresno?
I don't know for sure. I just don't know. I was going. I know my mother's sick. We gotta see how she gets, but I don't know. I told my mother a while back that I've always wanted to see the Grand Canyon. I said something about flying to Phoenix and then renting a car and then driving up, but that's 9 hours. Renting a car, going to Grand Canyon, and then driving up.
Yeah, it's an 8 hour and 47 minute. You drive down to Los Angeles and then you cut across, I believe it's I-10 from out of LA over to Phoenix into Glendale. Yeah, it's you don't want to drive I-10. I've driven that way too many times to recall. Here's the if you drive, Chris, I'll tell you right now, get in the left lane, stay in the left lane. Because if you get out of the left lane, you ain't getting back in the left lane. It's just, once you're in the left lane, stay there, no matter what.
Well, I'm looking at the map now. I don't know nothing about that area, but what I would do, I wouldn't even go, I would go through, I would go out of the way to stay out of Los Angeles.
You go up through Vegas?
I would go through Bakersfield probably. Go I-40 to Bakersfield.
Yeah, you could do that.
Well, I-40 goes, I see I-40 goes to, Barstow, California. And then I would take like a 2-lane highway, 58.
Up to Fresno?
To Bakersfield.
Yeah, it adds an hour to it. It's not like it's adding a massive amount of time.
And then the township my niece lives in is Visalia, which is about 40 miles south of Fresno. And that's the way I would go straight into
Yeah, I see that.
All the way up, yeah. I don't know. I don't think we'll get to go, though. Not this year.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad drive.
Grand Canyon is in Flagstaff, so you leave Flagstaff, go I-40.
Right, yep.
I don't know how bad I-40 will be with traffic and all that. So.
Yeah, 40 was never bad to drive. I've driven from LA to Flagstaff to go to the Grand Canyon, vice backwards. I mean, it's a nice little scenic drive. Not bad at all.
If I was younger, I would get in my Dodge Ram. I wouldn't go in a car. I know it'd take a lot of gas, but I'd get in my Dodge. I'd get on I-40, and I'd just go all the way out to California.
A couple of years back, my church gave our preachers an appreciation gift of money to go to see the redwoods in California. But I don't think he's been able to go yet.
If you do go out there, Chris, try to get up to Yosemite while you're that close.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't leave chicken in the car, though, overnight.
What kind? Fried, boiled, baked?
Oh, I forgot to ask the bear what kind he preferred. I don't think it matters. Chicken's just chicken.
I think it was the honey dip kind.
Yeah, that's what it was.
The one with human smell on it.
Well, we heeded the advice of the hotel registrar and the waiter and the maitre d', and you don't have any food in your car, do you, sir? Why? Well, the bears will break in your car and get it. No, they won't. Oh, yeah, they particularly like chicken. Oddly enough, we had chicken in the car. So I went down and took the chicken out of the car just to be safe and to make sure somebody would stop nagging me about going and getting the chicken out of the car.
Did you eat it all?
No, didn't have any of it, actually. Took it down the next morning. Oh, I'm sure they.
Fun to drive across country though.
Well, I've driven from Indiana to San Diego. I've driven from San Diego to Indiana. I've driven to Texas. I've driven to Florida. I've driven to Maryland once. Aberdeen Proving Grounds. Does that sound familiar, Greg?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah. Been there.
Well, the truck's got 100,000 miles, so I'm not sure if I would put it on the road that far or not.
Just take your time. Get the oil changed before you go, and if you get 15,000 miles in or so, or whatever your mileage is, change the oil and keep going. I used to think I would like to, when I got older, drive and travel a lot, but man, I can't even drive 2 hours now. It wears me out. Crazy. I've driven to Florida. Forgot about that. But if you do get out there, try to get up to Yosemite. Very.
So farthest I can remember we've driven is I've rode in the car while my dad's been driving. It's been northern Kentucky, almost to Ohio, and that's about 10, 12 hours away. We left at 7 a.m. Sunday morning, got there about 7 or 8 o'clock Sunday night. With stops.
Well, yeah, you had to stop for food and gas. I mean,
I've been up to a little bit of part of Canada, to Buffalo, New York, into Canada, and then back down to Detroit when I was little.
never been to Detroit. Been to New York, been to Montreal.
I don't remember it. I don't remember Detroit though.
It's dirty and it smells. There you go. You can save yourself a trip.
Hey Gary, I used to watch that show on Hardcore Home. That was
I did too. I like that show.
the people. What is the name of that show? What is the name of that whole show?
American Jewelry and Loan.
Yeah, American Jewelry Alone.
Yeah, the golds.
I guess they're still in business.
Yeah, God, they've been in business forever.
Is a lot of that stuff was scripted though? I know it had to be.
It was. I mean, I've been in there once or twice just to fool around, but it's all scripted. And if you ever wanted to put honey on your hands, that's exactly what these people remind you of. Just kind of that feeling. They're scum.
Well, they're not nice.
I don't know. If you brought in your mother's diamond ring for a burial, I'm sorry, I know your mother's in the hospital, and you needed the money, they'd tell you, well, it's not really a diamond, that's not gold, but we'll leave you $50 for it because we feel bad for you. And then they hang a $5,000 price tag on it.
Citizen seems like he's the only one that's really a tailhole.
None of them are.
I'm talking about that he seems like he's the one that's a jerk.
They're all. The only one that's not a total jerk is his daughter, and that's because she's stupid as a doornail with 3 kids.
Oh, yeah, she fired a girl, hired a girl one day and fired her the same day, and she said, "You're not a B, you are the B." That was on the show.
I'll be right back. My dog wants to go upstairs.
Thanks for the warning. I think I've watched just about every snippet of that show on its own YouTube.
I watched, I used to like to watch South Beach too, where people get
That's another one of my favorites. And there's another one too, called Lizard Lick Cohen.
Yeah.
That I like to watch. I like that one better than South Beach.
Yeah.
They're more down to earth. They seem to be more down to earth. They're from North Carolina.
Yeah, they are. They are more down to earth.
See, I told you would find someone that has the same interest in television that you do.
It's a little bit. They got a little bit better language, which that language don't bother me. I've heard it all my life, but it's a little bit better language, a little more family friendly. Lizard Lick Cohen, say that.
Is that the one where the tow trucks go around and pick up cars that are illegally parked and whatnot?
And it's Parking Wars. That's another show I like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the one that Lizard Licks is they do a lot of repossession, but South Beach does a lot of illegal parking.
Yeah, there's Parking Wars. There's Storage Wars.
Well, Storage Wars is a scam. That's a big setup. You don't really think that's real, do you?
There was another show called Bait Car, where the cops would set up a car in the middle of the street to see who would take it.
Yeah, I remember briefly something like
People
that.
would take it, and then they would shut off the car right in the middle of them trying to go somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. That didn't last long, though. I think Storage Wars is still actually going on.
They're all reruns.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
One of the guys died, I think, on Storage Wars.
Really? I hadn't heard that.
Dave Hester or something, whatever his name was.
Dave died?
I believe so.
I've met Dave. Met him in Escondido, California.
It was somebody on
Brother
there.
committed suicide.
And Dave Hester's still alive. He's 57 years old.
There's some guy on there that I've heard had died.
Yeah, it was Dave's brother. He used to come on the Storage Wars shows with the satchel full of money.
And I've noticed that a lot of these recently, I've noticed that a lot of these shows like Storage Wars and Parking Wars and South Beach Show, A&E themselves is putting a lot of these shows on YouTube, full-length episodes.
Yeah, I've noticed lately there's a lot of full-length movies on YouTube. I don't know how people are getting away with posting them, but
Oh, I seen one the other day. I seen one yesterday. I was looking for one yesterday. That's an old 1991 movie that I remember watching, and I ran across a full length of movie, and it didn't have any kind of copyright. You know how a lot of times people will put like random stuff in the background of when they post something like that, or they'll put music behind it or something like that. Well, this particular person that posted this movie didn't do any of that. They just posted a straight full screen movie that you would normally watch if you bought the movie. And I was like, wow. I know it's a 1991 movie, but how did they get away with that? And that's been posted since October.
I don't know. I know the little blurb I seen tonight. Someone says, I don't own the copyrights to this, and all the proceeds go to the people or entities that do, and this, that, and the other. And I thought to myself, I wonder if the AI really takes the time to read that little post that says you don't own the copyrights or not. I did post a link tonight that when I was setting the stream up, that's what I was listening to, was ELO live version of one of their hits. That was pretty good. You have to be.
But a lot of times people will put stuff in those when they post a movie, they'll put stuff in there to try to make the copyright the AI not pick up on it. Well, this particular person didn't do any of that, and the movie's still up, and it's been up for 3-4 months now. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, I don't bother me none. I mean, I don't plan on doing any copyright violations that I'm aware of. If it happens, it happens, and
Well, you're not the one doing copyright violations. Thankfully, if you're just watching what
no,
somebody else.
I've done a couple. I'm guilty of a couple. Especially the little screensaver thing when I put the thing from Charlie Brown in there. Probably get a violation for that. When I play it and it plays it in the background, it catches it, and it's usually at about 13, 14 seconds.
And I've done a couple myself. One I didn't understand why I got it at all. I shouldn't have got it.
I have one that I have listened to over and over and over again because it says it's a violation of the song Windy from the Association. There's probably only 4 of us in here that recognize A, the song, and B, the group.
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah.
I do too.
And I cannot hear that song anywhere in the specific area that's mentioned of the video, one. And as a matter of fact, there is no music playing whatsoever. So I don't know where the AI came up with that from. So I just said, you know.
Maybe somebody was humming it or something.
Who knows?
I tell you where that copyright claim that I shouldn't have got probably came from. I was recording a phone call of these scammers, and I was on hold. And when it had you on hold, it was playing music, and that's probably where that came from. Is when their hold music they was playing.
Here's your sign. Wrong Windy, I believe, Chris. That's a version. I'm not sure of that version of Windy. I mean, it's bad when you know the name of the song and the group was called The Association.
I didn't want to play it because it's still on YouTube.
You got a link to it?
Oh yes.
Even though they're nothing like, I always think they're the group Red. I know they're not.
Who's that?
Yeah. Association. I mean, I know they're not.
No, they were similar, but they're not the same group.
Oh, no, I understand.
I mean, during that time frame, there were a lot of groups that come out were pretty much like the other ones that came out.
I mean, I hear one, I think the other, nothing the same. except that time period.
Wasn't Red a British singer?
I think it was Ry Cooder. Was the percussionist guitar player.
If I hear it, I would probably say I've heard it before, Ken, because Kroger.
Da 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 da. Da, na, 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 na,
Yeah,
na,
I've
na.
heard that before.
Everyone knows it's windy. And there's my violation.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be outside?
Kroger will wear songs out. They used to wear music out. Older music. Now they play more newer.
That's okay. I'll probably get another one tomorrow night.
And Eustace lost his wood-fired pickup truck.
Do what?
What? Wood-fired pickup truck?
Yeah. Powered by the smoke from the wood fire. He did that during World War II because of the gas shortage.
Kroger would play that Purple People Eater song.
You're too young to know that song, Chris.
You don't remember that?
I remember it. Chris is too young to know that song.
No.
I know the song, but who's it by?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Wasn't Ray Stevens, was it?
No.
Yeah, actually, Sugar Boogie.
Sheb Woodley.
Yeah.
That's
That's
what it was.
Papa Loves Bambo also, they play that.
One that I've had in my head all lady is Melanie. I had a brand new key.
Yep, I got a brand new pair of roller skates, and you got a brand new key.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
My wife and I were talking about that. I guess that's got a lot of innuendo in it.
I actually
Yeah,
like
think.
those songs.
Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show.
The cover of the Rolling Stone.
Yep.
Sylvia.
Yep. Sylvia's mother says. Yep. Well, I just get all kind of violations tonight if I'm not careful. Be getting knocked on the door and hauled away to YouTube jail.
Let's go to Facebook. You'll never get.
I've been.
Purple People Eater is gonna get you.
No, I've known of churches that get muted on YouTube too. One of our churches around here got muted because they did a special of a song, and it was a track. You know, they played a CD behind them singing. Because they did that, they got muted because they was doing a live on Facebook.
Oh,
And Facebook muted them?
I
Yes,
know,
it did.
I know what that
It did.
was. But I'll tell you later, Alex, what that was. That was flat out.
I've never been muted on Facebook. I've been put in Facebook jail.
Demonetized.
In fact, I've
They
posted
sure
more
were
music on
muted.
Facebook than I have on YouTube and never had any issues with it.
I've come across videos on YouTube that were completely muted. It would say like this video has been muted because of copyright,
Right.
Just take it down.
it wasn't taken down. It was just muted.
Alex, I sent you a direct message. You understand that, don't you?
I think so, but I still don't understand why.
He's got a perplexed look again.
What?
Yeah.
Jim goes, what? Who, me?
No, just farting around with more hardware, that's all. I've finally come to the conclusion I'm going to have to completely redo my gaming rig. I'm not a happy camper, but I went to try to enable the resize bar on my RTX 3060, and when I went to do that, you changed it into BIOS, it turned off legacy boot. So my system wouldn't boot because I originally installed the system under legacy instead of, what is it, UEFI/secure boot. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
that'll-
okay, well let me go put it back to legacy so I can boot the machine, and of course the resize turns off. So I'm like, oh okay, so you're telling me that in order for me to have this, I got to change the whole thing to this.
Right.
So I'm annoyed, and I have to figure out whether or not, A, do I really want to go through all of that, which isn't probably all that bad necessarily. I mean, it's not like I have to reinstall a ton of stuff. It would be a perfect opportunity for me to try that Fab's, what is the Fab?
Auto
backup or
backup.
whatever it is. I've never used it before, and that might be a good test for it. But I have to also decide on whether or not do I want to actually. I don't want to do it live, and just certainly don't want to do a live stream. It's going to take way too long. But do I actually want to bother putting up a video about the whole process I have to go through? I'm still debating that.
It might be a good one though. Interesting.
Jim,
Yeah. Yes.
there's not a command that you could run. Like I changed my Dell XPS. It was set from Dell in the BIOS. It was set to be RAID, and I undone that. And I run I can't remember what the command is. I got it printed out, but I run a command, and I didn't have to reinstall Windows.
Well, that's RAID. That's not really. I don't know if that's necessarily the same thing.
I thought there was one that when you change it to legacy too, though. When you mess with that too, I thought there was a command where you wouldn't have to reinstall Windows.
There is.
Like MBR, there is a command. It's something along the lines of like MBR to GBT.
Yeah, that's something like I ran.
There is a command to change legacy into UEFI mode. Came up in 2019.
That's
Hmm.
that's
I'll
the
have to
command
look
we're
at it.
referring to.
It's probably the same one I did.
Yeah, I'll have to look because otherwise it's just. I mean, it's not that big of a deal necessarily, but I'm just annoyed that I just couldn't turn on the resize bar for the graphics card. Because these two things want to fight each other.
No.
I think you have to run the command before you do the changes, though.
Oh, I would
If
imagine
you run the command,
just-
could you run the command in a like a Windows setup USB? Could you? Or you have to be.
I'm not sure about that. It says to do it as administrator.
Yeah, that would be from the actual booted partition. That's what that sounds like.
I'll tell you what I get to play with after a bit, and I have no clue how I'm going to fix it. Somehow I took my OBS that used to be on 3 distinct separate screens, places on 2 monitors that I could really do good work with, and I combined them all into one little area, and they're all about this big now. So I got to figure out what I got to do to fix that.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I may just want to redo the machine entirely. I bought a 2 terabyte NVMe drive for the streaming / editing computer, and that's what that's running off of right now. And I think that might have been a mistake to do that. Quite frankly, I don't know that I need a drive that big in there. So I may be shuffling around some NVMe drives anyway. Because at the moment, the gaming machine has a 512 NVMe boot drive and a 1 terabyte SATA 3 storage drive for the games. Theoretically, I could consolidate all that on the 2 terabyte drive and just run everything off of NVMe. So, there may be an ulterior. Yeah, I'll be all right. Maybe another reason. There we go. For me just to redo the machine anyway.
Alternative. Alternative.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I had made an image of this customer's computer with her original Windows 10 install and restored it from an HDD to an SSD. And when I restored it, it made the SSD, it had so much junk on it that it made the SSD literally as slow as the HDD.
And did you get that direct message?
Did I get a direct message? Let me go check.
So I ended up having to just wipe the whole drive and start over again with fresh install.
Let me see. Rick.
And just click the undo button.
I can't find the doggone undo button because that was kind of the first thing that hit my mind. Then I tried I tried Control Z. I'm 2 for 2. Well, actually, I'm 0 for 2 because neither one of them worked. Throw something else at me. Come on, let me have it. Let's go.
Control Alt Delete.
Didn't try that yet. Be right back. No, Chris, I do not have a direct message. Did you send it in Zoom chat or?
Zoom chat.
You got to click the little drop down.
Oh yeah, I got it in Zoom. Yeah, I know. I figured that out. I was looking when he said direct message. I went to Facebook to check over there. So before I wrap the YouTube stream up, I want to ask the YouTube audience. Matthew Camp, Kiddingwood, Black Watch, and I believe I did see Tony Wallow snuck in earlier tonight.
I think so.
Yeah, I think he did. Did you guys notice the little clock in the upper left-hand corner of the screen on the YouTube stream?
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Think it's too gimmicky?
Honestly, don't see the
Digital
point
point
of it.
better.
I don't like this particular face. I want to do a research and see if I can maybe change it to where it will stand out a little bit better. I just ran across it today and thought I'd give it a shot. So I got a thumbs up from Tony. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate that. And I don't know if you've noticed or not, but every now and then in the lower left-hand corner, there'll be a little pop-up that says Ken Stout Live. I need to change that to the subscribe and like and all that and get back to those days when you're literally begging people to like your channel.
I just hit the like button.
Yeah, my likes are good. I'm good with my likes.
You said a while back though that you didn't like the idea of begging for subscribers because doing stuff a certain way makes it seem like you're begging for subscribers.
You're clickbaiting, sure, and I don't like that. I mean, I get it. That's how you build your base.
Dancing girls in the right corner there, you probably get about 100 more subscribers.
You'll have that. Let me write that down on my things for my 3 dancing girls right-hand corner for Greg. You got it.
Not stick figures either.
You
There
did.
was a book we got pulled out of some elementary schools in Virginia, I think, for nudity. It was a cartoon of a mouse, and there was not showing anything except a mouse without clothes on.
And what Virginia you said?
I think it was. The book is M-O-U-S.
Actually, the book you're referring to is Mouse, M-A-U-S.
M-A-U-S, thank you.
It is a
Holocaust book.
It's a Holocaust book that is done through a family of mice.
Exactly.
And they were bitching and complaining about the nudity, and I'm sorry. They're mice.
Yeah, thank you.
Exactly.
They're
Thank you.
freaking mice.
Thank you.
Exactly.
What this was is they don't want to talk about the Holocaust. stuff.
True.
That's what it is.
True.
And there's actually 3 books. It's a trilogy. And if I'm not mistaken, he's the grandson of a Holocaust survivor.
Yep.
Yeah, the guy who wrote it. Yeah, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Alex, to answer your question, would I like to get more subscribers? Sure. Do I ever want to make money from this? No. Do I realize 95 people are not going to tune in on every given single night and watch me? No. Do I blame them? No. I appreciate those of you that show up night in and night out and participate and support the channel. Would I like bigger numbers? Sure. It would be cool. It took a year to get to 95. I'll be 1 year tomorrow streaming. And it took a year. So a year from now, if I'm 180 or 190, whatever 95 and 95 is, so be it, you know. I'm good with where I'm sitting. I have some things that I want to do, and I've mentioned this before recently. I do want to get back to some editing. I do want to get back to some teaching. I just don't know what I want to teach. Maybe dancing stick girls in the right-hand corner. I'm not sure yet.
I agree.
Hey, back to the girls, those Grey Wolf Betty Boot girls dancing.
Now we are working on violations.
I didn't think I knew all that old stuff.
As far as the clickbait, I don't agree with it. It's part of the deal. It's part of the game. If I was doing this seriously, I might look at it differently. But this is just a hobby. I enjoy doing it. I, believe it or not, look forward to getting with you guys every night. I'm actually starting to think about, well, what's tonight's topic going to be, or what should tonight's topic be, or something along those lines. But that's not who I am, and that's not who we are. You know, we just get together and we figure out something to talk about. Tomorrow night it'll be 3 dancing girls in the right-hand corner that look like Betty Boop.
I honestly didn't think I wasn't trying to make my most popular video clickbaity, but apparently I did. Or it's just.
How? Why is that? Because it's Windows 11?
Because it's got almost 300 views.
Because it's on Windows 11, it's clickbait?
No. I mean, no, it isn't clickbait to me.
Me either. That's a serious, legitimate subject right now. Something that
my channel blew up when I did the Windows 11 on uninstalled hardware.
Yeah.
That thing took off like nobody's business. I was done.
Unsupported hardware.
I wonder
Yeah,
how much longer.
it just took off.
Yeah.
And my subscriber count went through the roof.
right.
I wonder how much longer it'll be before I start getting people start getting phone calls and messages. People bringing me Windows 11 computers that they just bought, saying, "Alex, I can't figure out how to get this thing set up. How do you get this thing, set up past the out-of-box experience or whatever?"
Well, Alex, I can answer that easily for you. If it's somebody that knows what they're doing, they'll probably live with it or do it themselves. If they don't know what they're doing, it'd be just like having Windows 10. They don't know that either, probably.
Probably not.
Is YouTube still running?
I'm getting ready to end it now. We're 1 hour, 51 minutes, and 10 seconds. So, on the eve of my anniversary of 1 year of streaming, you guys can thank my buddy Ron out of Las Vegas for that, who I hope to have with us tomorrow night, if even briefly. I got to point the finger at someone, and that's who's going to get the blame. So, I am going to end the stream. Matthew, Blackwatch, Tony Wallow, Rick wasn't here. Jim was here. I think I got everybody. Thank you, guys. I'll see you tomorrow night. Probably 10:30, unless I can get her to go in early and leave early. Good night.
That's a
I'll be in bed.
Yeah. It keeps